What is the worst thing that has gone wrong while masturbating? One time I was watching porn, and as I was about to finish the camera panned down to show that the guy was wearing boots but nothing else. I started going down this rabbit hole that I couldn't escape because earlier he was wearing jeans and I couldn't figure out how he got them off without removing his boots. Next thing I knew I was completely flaccid. Ruined my whole ass day, bro. My cat walking in wanting to play and seeing movement under the blankets. What's the matter? Cat, got your dick? Got caught with my pants down on the floor. Sprang up while my dad said, "Why are your pants down?" Apostrophe. Said I was doing sit-ups and think I crapped my pants figuring it was a good cover. Heard my dad telling my mom later. Poor Fred. Walked in on him masturbating and scared him so much he crapped his pants. Apostrophe. Edit. Full story below. I think your dad is a savage. Freshman year of college. Like a month or two into dorm living. Just finished jerking off, and I was lying there with my pants around my ankles and the paper towel still on my dick. I had the door locked, and usually had my legs under the blanket. That way if I heard my roommate coming back I could just pull the blanket up over me. This method unlocked, and opened the door faster than the speed of light. I swear. We made eye contact and all I could do was scream, "Just give me a minute." A roommate should always jingle the keys or struggle with the lock. Expert awkward avoider. But plug wouldn't come out. An orgasm actually caused it to get sucked in more. So I had to literally force myself not to panic and poop it out. Username checks out. I got a text that my grandma died right as I was about to come. That was a rough one. Carrot, did you keep going? Close bracket. It's what grandma would wanted. Had a mild headache all day, but was really horny, so I decided to do it anyways. The headache got worse as I went on, but I muscled through. As I come, my head explodes in extreme pain. I genuinely thought I had an aneurysm or something. I thought I was gonna die while jerking off. Eventually the pain subsided, but goddamn I'll remember that nut for the rest of my life. Satisfy one head, torture the other. The Bluetooth connecting. I was on my iPad, and I forgot I was still connected to Alexa in the kitchen. Semicolon. And why do they have that AirPlay button on porn? That is an accident waiting to happen. I was stretched out on my bed in my bedroom at my nan and granddad's house, which I usually stayed at over the weekend. I was banging one out, and was close to coming, when I heard footsteps outside my door. I sat bolt upright, and the action caused my penis to slip back into my trousers. Unfortunately the sitting up motion also pushed me past the point of no return and I ejaculated at the exact time my nan walked in and asked if I was ready for a lift home. Eye contact and all. Edit. Woke up to 5,000 upvotes for me maintaining eye contact with my nan whilst ejaculating. Unbeknownst to her. For the sickest that asked. As far as I'm aware my nan was oblivious and I generally hope that's true. However, as an adult, can't help but think she knew deep down. Rest in peace, Nan. We had our memories together and this unfortunately was one of them. Nan. I'm coming. It's too late, Nan. I have arrived. Apostrophe. Oh. I have a good little story for this thread. The first time I masturbated, I thought it would be a good idea to use shaving cream. I really had no idea what I was doing or how any of it really worked besides it's supposed to feel really good if you rub your dick a lot. For some reason, shaving cream was the obvious lubricant of choice for this task. I sprayed a bunch on myself and went to town. It really didn't feel all that nice. In fact, it actually kinda burned a little. But I kept telling myself that I had to keep going for it to work. Well, it eventually did work, and after my first orgasm, all that burning I had been feeling before ecstasy caught up with me. My unit was on fire. The slightest touch of it to anything was absolute torture. I spent a solid hour in the bathroom trying to figure out how to act normal once I emerged from my chamber of sin. I ended up coming out of the bathroom walking like some cowboy that just rode his horse across the US 20 times in a week. I'm sure nobody noticed. Actually, I have a condition where I'd walk like that. Sometimes my soccer balls will start to hurt like hell, so I couldn't sit on anything, and I had to walk like a penguin or a cowboy. There was a fire ant in the sock that I came in. It stung the tip of my dick. It swelled up 2 to 3 times the size it normally would. So for about a week I had a normal sized penis. Went so hard I tore skin. We got mortared. Iraq 2007. High noon in a porto potty. Him beating my dick like it owes me money. Heard a series of distant explosions. Initially thought it was route clearance. Guys driving around with mine rollers on a Humvee. The explosions are getting gradually closer. It's beginning to dawn on me that shit might be going down. But I'm almost there, and it's hard to restart in a porto potty in 110-degree heat in a plastic/feces coffin that's 10 to 20 warmer than the outside temperature, and 100% shit, and plus humidity on the inside. When the first round landed in our compound, I knew what was up. It was about that time that they fired for effect, since they had us dialed in. Yeah. I stayed to finish, and made a run for it, when I heard a break in the mortar fire. This is literally the weirdest and most interesting story in this thread. I was just going through all those comments here, and then we got mortared. Imagine getting hit by one, and they just have to tell your family yeah he was beating his meat and that is why he could not run. I also never thought about soldiers doing it. But now that you mention it, those camps are full of men, so they probably all masturbate. You just have me a big enlightenment. Thank you or something like that. Edit. Now that I think about it, with mostly dudes in the military, it must even be weirder for a woman to be there or to masturbate there herself. Getting a cramp and ruining my orgasm. Coming and writhing in pain at the same time is some other level shit. Things go well. I might be showing her my owl face. Ow. 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 You know what I'm talking about. Ow. Yeah. Apostrophe. Was jacking it with headphones on and my eyes closed. Finished. Opened eyes and there was a stack of folded laundry on my desk that wasn't there when I started. Oh boy. Rookie mistake. Though. You need to be sure of other people's presence nearby. Where they are. What they are doing. Block their view should they surprise you. Plan a cover up. An alibi. An excuse. Make it believable. Also. Misdirection. If they walk into the room and see you, quickly disarm them by directing them away from the sinful deed. Is that smoke outside our house? Semicolon. Then forget all about it, because it is all for nothing. Why? Semicolon. They can smell you. You good, chief. This sounds way too specific. Used medical grade hand soap as lubricant. Afterwards chunks of dry skin started falling off. I started gagging at the last sentence. So do you prefer your blowjobs smooth or chunky? Scratched my clit with my fingernail. Not my private bits. But I stopped biting my nails earlier this year. I'm not used to having fingernails. Ended up accidentally scratching a small chunk of skin off my nipple. Off topic. But your username just made me laugh. Fun story here, not necessarily bad. When I was a young lad I was masturbating. Midway through I felt the need to sneeze. I let it rip and ejaculated with extreme force. No orgasm, just straight ejaculation. Still one of the strangest things that's ever happened. Edit. Obligatory. My most upvoted comment is about me masturbating. Odd thing that happens to me sometimes. I can ejaculate without reaching orgasm. I just stop myself when I reach a certain point. I still feel the desire to continue, but I release without having the complete release of a full orgasm. Pretty sure that's called a ruined orgasm. Big thing for certain kinks. Oh man. Somewhat the worst, but also the funniest. So my folks and the exchange student went out for food. I didn't feel like going. About an hour into having the house to myself, I jerk it off in my room. All of a sudden everyone comes through the front door startling me mid-nut. Spunk got all over the desk by the mouse. I run into the bathroom to clean up, and my exchange student says he is going to play Counter-Strike. I tell him do not go on my computer. Not 10 seconds later I hear a. What had happened was he had ran into my room to play, grabbed the mouse, sticking his wrist into a big pool of spunk. Used to pretend to be sick from school, so I could literally spend all day jerking off. That was back when I used soap and water, and around the 4th round, skin started to fray. Wow. You would think somebody who is willing to skip school to jerk off would have better technique. Stay in school, kids. I nutted in my hair once while upstairs and had to dodge the other 4 family members in my home before making it to the shower to wash it out. Not me, but my mate, though I feel it's worth sharing. A similar thing happened to my friend. However, he managed to come in his eye and apparently it really hurt very much, and he screamed. When his mum asked if he was alright, he said he stubbed his toe and ran to the bathroom holding his eye. The reason cum burns so bad is twofold. One, it's full of electrolytes, and secondly, the sperm is actually trying to impregnate your eye and swims through the layer of water on your eyes. Maintenance man walked in on me, amp female. All I could do was yell impartially nude, and luckily he closed the door. It doesn't go down like it does in the pornogs, folks. I was using a vibrator in bed and me 10-month-old baby was sleeping in his crib a few feet away. Well, he woke up and started making a motor noise with his lips to mimic the vibrator sound. It was funny as hell, but definitely a mood stopper. Was wanking in the dark. Usually I wank with porn to finish faster, but this time I was going off my imagination, which takes longer. After a while I start to feel something wet in my hand. I figure it's just my precum, and I keep going. After about 1 to 2 minutes I go, wait, something is wrong. So I turn on the lights, throw away the covers, and my hand is slightly covered with blood. So, lesson is don't fap for too long. For anyone curious on how I dealt with this problem, there was no way I was going to get help by describing my literal bleeding dick. So I just stopped masturbating for 1 to 2 weeks in order for my pages to heal. It was pretty hard, pun intended. Picture a young lad in the bath. He dips under the water and starts to crank of a sly wank. Then surfaces to find a cup of tea perched on the rim of the bath. To this day, I don't know who put it there. Picture a young lad in the bath. I'd rather not if that's alright. I'm on enough lists as it is. My wife and I have been going through a rough patch, and there's been an embargo on sex for the last year. I have been doing it manually, and one time a few months ago, I was feeling frisky and decided to use a pair of my wife's panties to rub on myself. Everything seemed normal, but about an hour later my dick itched. When I checked it, apparently the lace on the panties friction burned the hell out of my dick. I used Aquaphor for a bit, but that didn't work. Then I switched to Neosporin, which also didn't work. I eventually had to go to convenient care and explain to the good-looking female PA what I did. She was very professional and prescribed 2 creams which worked over about a week. Addendum: one time during that week I was cutting jalapenos. Just before applying the cream, I washed my hands, but apparently not well enough. It burned my dick so bad, and I had to soak it in a glass of milk. I'm 40 and shouldn't be having these malfunctions at my age. A few years ago I was looking for porn to watch on my phone. Saw an ad that looked like something I'd be into, so I clicked it. Then my screen froze, so I clicked again and again and again. I was in the mood and getting frustrated. I must have clicked this ad about 20 times before giving up and settling for something on the page one was on. So I get comfy and start doing the deed. Then I get a text pop up at the top of my screen saying something along the lines of "Thank you for selecting our premium videos for $50 has been added to your bill." Then I get another text and another. I think you can see where this is going. So obviously I panicked and called my phone provider to explain the situation pretty explicitly. Thankfully they wrote off the charges for me after I said I didn't even get to watch the video, haha. And to top it off, the dude on the phone said, "Enjoy the rest of your day, sir," after I'd already given him my female name, so yeah, wasn't really in the mood after that. Vibrator losing its charge. I've literally cried when it happened. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.